no, 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 no. Did I just drive on fresh gobar? अरे यार, छी यार. Although this bike was due for a wash, but छी भाई, मुझे ठीक से आ नहीं रही है. और पॉटी पे मैंने बाइक चढ़ा दी.
Oh wow, it's like an eclipse right now. Looks pretty nice. बढ़िया लग रहा है यार. 30 minutes, वाह भाई. यूजुअली 1 घंटा, आज 30 मिनट्स, क्योंकि लोगों की होली की छुट्टी है. बट हमारी नहीं, हम मजदूर लोग क्या भाई छुट्टी. हाय गाइस, वेलकम टू माय चैनल. Hope you all are doing well. And yeah, once again we're back on the road. It looks so nice, this sunset eclipse vibe. बढ़िया लग रहा है यार. ठेका 94, अरे यही तो व्यू है. वाओ भाई, वहां से क्या व्यू आ रहा होगा यार. ऑनेस्टली आई होप ऐसे ही रहे, ज्यादा जल्दी डार्क ना हो. एनीवे, so today I thought I could talk about the negatives of owning this bike. I mean, I did in one of my previous videos, I did talk about the positives, and I did also mention that there are not too many negatives. But that perspective was only restricted to the fact about how this bike is when you're driving it as a daily. Man, I keep getting distracted by this skyline or the color of the sky. But anyway, yeah, so that perspective was restricted to how this bike feels or handles or whatever when you're dealing with it, or when you're driving it as a daily, as your office commute. But now I wanted to talk about what it is like to drive for a normal person who's not doing 9 to 5, who just wants a 400cc for the actual purpose it serves, that is to drive it in a very enthusiastic way, and to basically drive it like it's meant to be. So for someone like that, there are a few issues that might come up with this bike. Now, I'm not driven many or a lot of other bikes from this segment, but having driven this bike and having received this feedback from my friend, and online, seeing the same feedback consistently mentioned online, is that this bike, in particular the chassis, feels unstable. It feels मतलब high speed पे you do feel थोड़ा सा कि it's losing its grip or something. Like, to put it very in simple terms, like imagine you're driving at above the speeds above 120 or 130 or 40. You feel like the bike is leaner than it is. It's like a little bit of jiggle or shake. If you give a little bit of feedback you put on the handle, it feels like it's gonna lose its balance. And on low speeds is fine. And see, this also has a variable factor. This has a very important variable factor, I must say. If you're driving on a very good road, a very plain, well laid road, which are rare, let's be honest, in our country. At least भाई मेरे शहर में इतनी मिलती नहीं अच्छी सड़कें. But अगर मिल जाती है, if you do manage to find a good, well laid road, this is not gonna feel that unstable. It does depend a lot on the tarmac that you're driving it on. The tires also. The tires do play some part in it, and like even if a small undulation or a small bump or pebble or rock comes in your way, the bike definitely feels like it's giving up or eating your confidence. it does not inspire that much confidence when you know it is hit with a bump or a small inconsistency in the road. So that's, yeah, so that is about the chassis. It is slightly unstable, and as I've heard, it's not as stable as the Duke 390. I mean, of course, you're paying a lot of premium for that bike, you're getting marginally more power. It is better in a lot of ways, but it also carries a very hefty price tag, or at least a hefty difference. 1.5 lakhs of a premium, it's not a small amount. Maybe for some people, but if someone is looking in this category, first of all, like 3 to 4 lakhs of budget, or at least a 400cc segment, then I'll be very honest, it is a big difference. So this bike, considering its price point, you were bound to get, you know, hit by some factors that make it feel its price. It does feel like, if you're, look at this idiot, look at this fucking idiot. If you're, buying this bike to under the assumption that you're gonna feel special while riding this bike, let me break it down to you right now that it won't. It generally won't feel special when you're just driving or cruising it normally. Yes, it feels nicer to drive. Yes, it has power. Yes, you feel that under your legs, the power and the torque under your legs. So keeping that aside, but just normally driving it, irrespective of the power, you don't feel a lot different. And I'm sure you won't feel a lot different if you ride other Pulsars. This bike and its electronics, they also have a fair share of pickles. This bike comes with ride-by-wire technology. Honestly, I won't even say it's mixed. It's just a bad experience that I've had. Like, it's just randomly loves to hold revs. It's not as precise as you would expect a ride-by-wire bike to be. It is, yeah, it's not precise. It definitely lags. It definitely malfunctions. Now, moving on to the mileage. I don't think it's a negative per se. I mean, if you're coming in this segment, it is, if you're driving it enthusiastically, it is not going to turn out as any irrational person would expect. You cannot expect it to churn out above 35 or 40 kilometers of range if you're driving it enthusiastically, especially in the city. On the highways, yeah, you might be able to take out, I don't know, 35 max. And yeah, this might sound like it's contradicting my earlier views, where I said that it can get you up to 40, 45 even, if you're very conservative with your driving. But that's only on the display unit, that it can show 40, 45 kilometers per liter. In reality, it's definitely not above 35, and that is on highway. In cities, of course, it's a different story altogether. So the mileage is not exactly a negative. It's something you should know that what you're signing up for, and you should definitely not expect it to churn out decent mileage if you're going to ride this bike in a spirited, enthusiastic manner. Now, another gripe I have with this bike is the rear brakes. Well, kudos to Bajaj for upgrading the front brakes to the decent sintered brake pads. They did definitely check out on upgrading the rear brakes. The rear brakes still come with the blue organic brake pads, which are worth nothing, honestly. They don't give you the bite you would expect or the bite you would like. So you're well off in upgrading them. I haven't done it still, but I'm definitely going to. So the rear brakes do need upgrading. One more problem this bike has, and I think almost every NS400 does, the older or the newer models, these bikes tend to, go towards the left. If you're not counterbalancing it, it moves towards the left. And I think all of the NS400s have this issue. See, another issue you might face with this bike is that, sometimes the electronics give up on you. Either the bike won't start properly, or the bike would just randomly shut off, or the horn or the indicator would not work. ऐसा कुछ major नहीं है कमी इसमें. हाईवे पे भी चलाओ यार. I've seen people really appreciate this bike for touring and all. See, if you're a sophisticated rider, not to offend anyone, but still, if you're a sophisticated rider who's not gonna overspeed all the time, be it irrespective of the fact if you're doing touring or city riding. This bike is going to perform really well.
No, 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 no. Did I just drive on fresh gobar? अरे यार, छी यार. Although this bike was due for a wash, but छी भाई, मुझे ठीक से आ नहीं रही है. और पॉटी पे मैंने बाइक चढ़ा दी.
I mean, it does, the value for money quotient that this bike carries, considering the value that this bike comes at, it does creep in here and there. You would feel like, okay, this bike is justifying its price point now, as good as it may sound in the media and all that. But yeah, so keep that in mind when you're out there considering this bike. That भाई अब इतना प्राइस कम है तो दिखेगा तो सही ना कहीं. अगर कई जगह बाजार ने अच्छा काम किया है तो कहीं ना कहीं जगह यू विल ऑलवेज रिमेम्बर, यू विल ऑलवेज. भाई देखो, वो ब्रांड इतना बेवकूफ तो है नहीं. अगर KTM इतना प्रीमियम पे मिल रही है, अगर 1.5 लाख महंगी है, तो ऑफ कोर्स कुछ तो सोच समझ के उसका प्राइस उतना रखा है ना. सारा प्रॉफिट बेस तो नहीं होता, कुछ तो लॉजिक होगा that it's that expensive, right? It's not just power, it's not just electronics also. There's a lot of factors involved. These are the only negatives that come to my mind right now at the top of my head. If someone asks me कि भाई daily, like ऐसे randomly कोई मेरे से अगर चलते हुए पूछेगा ना directly, and instinctively these are the issues that I can point out: the stability, the electronics, the ride-by-wire technology, the brakes. But yeah, ये 2-3 चीजें हैं जो इस बाइक को ना वो मतलब बिल्कुल परफेक्ट होने से रोकती हैं. लाइक दिस बाइक कुड बी परफेक्ट अगर ये स्टेबिलिटी इशू, ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड ऑल दीज स्मॉल थिंग्स, इफ दे आर फिक्स्ड, दिस बाइक, आई थिंक इट्स अ perfect package. I'm not lying, and I'm definitely not trying to be biased. If you don't agree with me, you're free to leave a comment. I would appreciate that, honestly. While this bike, now this bike, it is, in my opinion, nearly perfect. But if these small things, if Bajaj fixes them, my God, this is an unbeatable machine at this price. Like अभी अगर ये 2.3 या 2.5 की भी आ रही है, इसको तुम 2.6 2.7 भी कर दो ना, अगर 10-15 हज़ार बढ़ा के यार, तो yeah, it's a very good bargain. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Quick fit check, and I'll see you guys in the next one.